Like when you had 3 bans, it was like 3, 2, 1. You could enter the draft with just an idea of, okay, so if we ban these 3 heroes, they'll pick this hero. We end the first phase, and then we can react during the draft. Nowadays, because you have so much focus on that first phase, you have to enter the draft with a complete understanding of this is where we want to end up around about pick 2, pick 3. So, it's so much harder, I think, to draft now. A lot more prep has to go into just to even be able to kind of play these best of 3s.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you think, you know, you guys were both coaches at Serve Stage, and I think it's quite interesting to look at that because, in a way, it kind of gives the coach a bit more control because they can come in and go, you know, obviously once the first couple of picks phases and the first couple of ban phases are done, you know, you kind of lose control of it. All your preparation can go out the window, or well, I guess if you're not that prepared. But things can change. You start to have to react rather than being able to rely on preparation. But now you can actually just come and say, you know, what heroes are we going to ban for the first 4, and then kind of react to them a little bit. But do you think that's kind of makes being a coach, I don't know, like, does it change it at all?
It can do. I think there's the thing with Dota, though, there's not a lot of games played by these top-tier teams. So your preparation can only go as far as like kind of what they've done. So some teams, they just play the closed qualifier, and then you don't see them again. You don't scrim them because they're in a different region. Of course, these guys, they're both CIS, so they probably scrim each other quite a lot. So it's kind of easier for these guys to draft against each other because they have that play time. Yeah. And I think it's a lot more refreshing to draft nowadays with the 4-1-1, and you'll probably have a lot more of a say, but especially because with some of these bans, you can force your hand because we think about like the Oracle pick in the first phase, right? They insta-banned out the Huskar because they were pressured into it. So there's a lot more potential of certain picks just being there to waste bans, which we didn't see that much. Like it was present, but now it's a lot stronger.
So Kips, what do you think is like the strongest opening, or your favorite opening in Dota right now? What 2 heroes do you love it when people just slam down as their first 2 pickups of a draft?
Well, we're seeing a Death Prophet right here. That's that's quite the slam in my opinion.
Go on, then what's her partner?
Like, yeah, for a Death Prophet? Honestly, you're looking to pick up some form of support, preferably, like, you can go for something like an Oracle if you want to really combo up with her, but if you're not looking to do that per se, you want to pick up something that counters the 2 heroes that you're going to see from the enemy right now.
Can I just say as well, it's actually super bold from these guys. The fact that the AA was banned out, and there's just this first pick DP. It's just like, okay, we've banned out a counter, we're going to instantly pick it. We don't care what you're going to try and counter it with, because we're going to make sure that we kind of get the correct supporting cast. Be it, like Kip said, with that supporting hero, or just putting enough team fight and control around the DP so that you can protect her as she wants to move towards these objectives. And yeah, as you can see here, look, the AA banned, instant DP pick, and then showing respect, obviously, to the Shadow Demon that had quite a good showing in that previous game.
Yeah, to get a lot of work done on that hero, and obviously, VP, if they have the opportunity to pick Chen, they will probably pick Chen.
Yeah, it plays off their style as well. Like, you look at the last game, they won because of their map play, the fact that they had so much pressure within such a short period of time. And then Chen, of course, is another one of those classic heroes. You have that TP, you can always make sure you have the correct laning set up. And additionally, with the change to TPs, with Boots of Travel, for example, it amplifies this hero. And this is why we saw S4 talk about Nature's Prophet being such a prolific hero, is because, again, he has an inbuilt TP. So same again, this is why Chen has kind of gone up in the ranks of those position 5s.
But, yeah, a Doom coming out for Virtus.pro. Interesting one.
It's that hero. It's like you forced a hand on HellRaisers as well. First of all, you have the flexibility. Again, I think this is the key term you're going to hear so much within this the new drafting order is the Doom can be 4 or 5, 4 or offlane. Sorry, I know Zayats plays at 4, I believe. And additionally, when you have your DP first pick, it's like you're going to have to pick other cores to win you this game. Because if you end your draft with a single core lineup, whilst first picking DP, we've already got the Doom to deal with it. So you're just making sure that HellRaisers are drafting to a kind of a set criteria, which I think VP is very good at in the way that they draft. They kind of force other teams to think they have to react to certain heroes.
Alrighty, so next pickup coming up for HellRaisers. Is there any good answer to the Doom, you know, either in lane or in game, Kips?
Depends a little bit on what you want to go for. They go for the Winter Wyvern in this case. This is going to be decently good at slowing down any kind of time pushes. So units of the Chen can be held off with the ultimate, and by the way, also by just Winter Wyvern is a really good hero for sticking onto one lane and making sure that the tower there can't be taken, which is a good way to enable yourself to deal with that pressure on the map. But as we could see in the previous game, they had a Rubik back there, and they didn't quite manage to get him in the position to counter some of these lane pressure moves that VP were making. So I'm kind of concerned about them pulling that off this game as well.
Yeah, I like this Wyvern pick as well. It does so much for them, and like, you know, it turns the Chen's creeps against whoever they're on. The Doom obviously often likes to grab these auras, such as the Alpha Wolf, you know, all these things which can be turned against your team, and he himself has spy auras as well. So, you know, can work against you in some situations. Vlad as well.
I just like the fact that HellRaisers are all in on the hills, the heroes that don't care about AA. This is what I'm just enjoying. You know, they first ban it and go, all right, now guys, what 7 heroes can we now potentially pick because this hero is banned? Oh.
Yeah, the ball is open for real. AA is mad right now. I mean, there's so many heroes which are popular, which just love healing up. You know, every single one of these guys doesn't like playing against AA. This is like, if that hero wasn't banned, it's like prime territory.
Yeah, I like this from
things.
Yeah, I like this from HellRaisers as well though. Like they ban out the Huskar because you don't need that many heroes to enable. There's like the Chen naturally through the mech, through his way of playing the game, would enable the Huskar, and both these heroes do not like playing against him. The fact that they can run at you, DP wants to be the one that has a decent laning phase and can move calmly across the map. Ultimate, go push. Without ultimate, can relax, push out waves. And when you have VP with very clear tempo, again, I think we're kind of seeing the same draft style from the first game. VP, they have the potential to go for high tempo pressure and play off the fact that they don't need cooldowns to win this game, or even high ground to be honest, because they should, or potentially could outplay them in terms of just map play. And HellRaisers, they're very reliant on this DP to kind of do anything right now. Of course, we're only 2 picks in, but we might see the DP flex between off lane and mid potentially. I know that some teams have done that. I don't think I will enjoy seeing it personally, because I don't think Phonic DP sounds like a good combination from memory of heroes he normally plays. So we'll see. They're so slow in this draft. Normally they're quite snappy, but these guys, they're really making sure that they no troll actually so this troll pick, it's like they're playing off of the fact that they know what they want to do to win. They're like, okay, so we're going to be able to play the map, we're going to go tempo, we're going to run at you. Troll doesn't need many items to be online. He might go for an early diffusal blade, and he can run at you. So they're not respecting the fact there's a Wyvern, because again, Wyvern, you think about it, Cold Embrace, naturally does really well against Troll. BKB Piercing Stun does really good against the Troll. So yeah, I think VP, they're drafting for their own game plan rather than, they're like, in no way they're reacting right now.
Yeah, and they're going to cover themselves with the Razor pick as well, but then HellRaisers, they're going to grab this Pangolier. What's the purpose of the Pango in this draft, Kips?
Pango is really the kind of hero that can create chaos in his team fights, as well as that a good disarm can really put all of these right clickers to uselessness for a while. I was actually looking at the Razor, and I'm wondering if no one is going to do the exact same thing as he did on the Bristleback before, which is just march in, give vision onto these backlines, especially on, for example, this Winter Wyvern, and force HR into a position where their heroes get spread apart and they can get chopped to bits by this Troll Warlord.
I think the other thing as well is when you think about how HellRaisers lost that previous game, they now have simplified the way that they can hold on to a game, because they have the Wyvern, they have the Pangolier, and when you get to this high ground, it's hard for VP to, again, convert into the buildings, because Troll's the only one that really wants to walk up to high ground to hit the buildings. And if you have the Swashbuckle, if you have the Splinter Blast, it could be quite difficult. But again, if you're 15k down, then it's kind of easy to go high ground. But the laning phase is so critical. We'll bash on about it, but
once again, looks like it's heading towards one of these games. Eh?
Yeah, the previous game just highlighted how we can't latch on to the draft too much, and we have to respect the fact that there are differences outside of just draft.
Yeah, true, absolutely. But it's interesting when you look at some of these players, and especially grudges in the CIS region, because there's so many players which play against each other somewhere often. For example, out of official games, Phonic and Solo have played against each other 70 times. Can you guess who's got the advantage in that matchup?
Solo.
In all the history? No, it's Phonic. Phonic's won 41 times, and Solo's only won 29 times. But this is throughout kind of all of Dota history.
Okay.
You know, a long time ago, back in different days.
Sure, fair enough. Well, hopefully Phonic maybe find his footing again. He's not really been in the limelight recently, so
No, true.
Maybe soon he'll be able to get it back. I'd like to see that stat in like the last maybe year or two, because I think that would probably be pretty solo favored.
In recent years, certainly. Yeah, certainly.
You can see how HellRaisers are drafting right now. Like they're all, like 3 of their heroes can be very mobile, moving around the map and split pushing up the wave. So even if they do get outplayed in the first like 5-10 minutes and they are struggling to find their footing, they've got so many ways to prolong the game and be really annoying. VP, if they want to push, they need to push as a unit. Of course, they can utilize the Chen TP, have one core push out a lane and then get TP'd in for an objective push.
Yeah.
But then HellRaisers, they might be able to play off that with the mobility of the Ember Pangolier going for these pickoffs. You see it here, and again, Weaver. They've now got 4 heroes that can skip waves and be super annoying. So if VP ever want to go for that big push, you're going to always be seeing the creep wave skipped. You're going to see a lot of like annoyance from HellRaisers. The issue I see is simply if the way they start a team fight is the Pango roll, and then other than that, all their heroes are like chip heroes. They want to like poke at a fight. They don't want to commit. And DP, she needs items to be the guy, the one to run in first. And it's like there's so many items needed. They're so item dependent.
What are the kind of peaks, the timings we're expecting on HellRaisers, Kips?
Earthshaker.
A lot of it depends actually on where they're going to lane this Death Prophet and this Weaver, because right now I'm not really seeing any good heroes to carry like the aura, the team utility items. Normally you'd say like you could, for example, make the Pango carry some of those, but instead if this is an offlane Death Prophet, I'm not sure you want to go directly into, say, a pipe with her.
Yeah.
So that's making it really hard for me right now. And they're moving into the Shaker on the Virtus.pro side, and this is actually something that I really wanted to see, because up until now, basically the only pick-off threat that they had against this really annoying lineup that Robson is talking about, where they can just move around the map and split push on the sides, there wasn't really any pick-off threat against them, and now they can get fissured from fog. And that's going to be very scary for all of these heroes all of a sudden.
All right, thank you very much, Kips, for your insight. We are going to be waving goodbye to you now, but certainly see you at the end for the post-game analysis. Thank you very much. Robson, got a full draft now available. Earthshaker is going to be the final pickup from Virtus.pro. How do you think this shapes things up? I feel like I'm not actually liking this Earthshaker pick very much. What about you?
I am. I think it honestly completes their draft. Like when you look at these heroes, it's very clean. They've got obviously ways to apply pressure. They got the Earthshaker who can secure the offlane with the fissure. They got the Razor who's going to be super annoying in laning phase against the Ember. If it was Ember mid, that is. Maybe they put Ember safe lane, DP. Like there's HellRaisers. They got so much flexibility in like fragile heroes where they need to somehow get a really strong laning phase and then play off of that. And I feel VP, they're so clean. They're gonna have aura buyers, initiators, sustain, VP's draft is just way too nice to look at compared to this. What? Yeah.
Well, we've got like a chef's meal on the one side.
Yeah.
Mwah.
One's
And
like a
then
buffet where you've just kind of just picked up a little bit of everything, and then you look at
kebab
your plate.
after a heavy night out.
Yeah,
on the
you've got
other
like some
side.
chips, some like curry, and then that's actually a good combo to be fair. And then now you've got like
That's an English
pizza as
classic,
well,
yeah.
and it's like it's nice individually, but together, like maybe it could go down, but I'm not going to enjoy the process.
Alrighty, well, we do have our casters available to talk to right now. Owen and S4, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, S4, we're coming into this one, as we heard from the analysts. Do you sort of agree? Do you like what VP's got going this time, or do you maybe see something that they don't in the HellRaisers lineup?
I kind of need some time to look at the lineups, actually.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Have a sit back, now put your feet up.
That's all right, take all the time you need. Owen, what about yourself? Are you favouring Virtus.pro like our panelists, or do you think it's a little bit more even than that?
Oh, I think considering how we saw them last game, I've got to agree. I think VP have got some great tools to just sort of cement that opening 10 minutes, that laning stage, and we saw what they did after they did that in game one. Once they get that lead, get that advantage, they know how to close the game up.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, I'll leave it to the pros, Owen and S4. Have fun casting this one. I'm going to throw it over to game number 2 of HellRaisers versus Virtus.pro.
Thank you very much, No Man. So, S4, have you had a bit of time now to process those thoughts and give us a bit of insight into what's hot and what's not this game? And don't say Wyvern, I know she's an ice dragon, but that doesn't count.
Alright. Yeah. I think VP needs to do super well on lanes here, actually. Because Radiant has very good fights here in the mid game. It's all about taking the bottom tower for VP early. Bottom tower is very important to keep alive for HellRaisers.
And in terms of...
I can go into it more soon. Yeah.
Oh no, please go into it right now. You can go into whatever you want, whenever you want, S4. You know, the floor is yours. You know, I'm just here to sort of sit back and listen to your beautiful tones. Tell us some information that's hopefully going to make me and the many thousands of viewers at home a little better at Dota 2.
Okay, so I just noticed Roger is playing Tango support top there.
You a fan of that?
No, I'm not.
Well, what's the problem for you having this hero in the support capacity? Is it just the fact that you feel this hero needs items, or
No. It's not Tango. Is not the problem. The problem is their response to Chen Troll. When I see Chen and Troll, I know that lane is gonna win, right? Like that's the strongest lane in Dota, you could say. So what I want to do is I want to put a greedy lane and I want to go like 50-50 with this lane. If you know what I mean?
Okay. And do you think this isn't greedy enough, or?
No, I feel like they should have snowballed the Weaver bottom against Doom and have Ember top Pango pulling. You know, just survive top lane. Bottom lane is very important that they win Radiant. Like if Weaver could be bottom and just snowball and just sit there for 15 minutes, I think this game is looking very good for Radiant. But now Weaver is gonna struggle, of course.
Yeah, we'll see how much fun it can manage to get out of this lane, but you know, as you said, Kuman and Solo have got great ways to hold it. He's in, and he's gonna maybe see. They already went for one sort of setup onto Kasani. They got him incredibly low. He's come back forward. They've got Fisher ready to go once more, so Kasani's got to be incredibly careful how he steps up here. Does have that ward, so has full vision on Zayats, and they'll show that. Maposhka's going to come around and start pushing Zayats away, which he needs to desperately do so to make sure Kasani can have any sort of look into the wave, because at the moment, no one. He is doing a great job on the CS, getting a lot of denies in this matchup.
I think Sayak is winning the game here. Okay, I shouldn't say winning the game. He's winning bottom lane very hard for the Doom. Look what he's doing, Sayak on the Shaker. He forced so much attention on the Wyvern, and of course he Fisher blocked bottom. And if this Doom is same level as Ember, the game is looking good for Dire. Doesn't matter the other lanes, honestly.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. But for HellRaisers, then, what would you deem as the correct play? Like, do you just not respond to that as the Wyvern? Do you just say, okay, my mid's going to have a bit of a rough time in the first few waves because of the Shaker sitting here, I do have to just put more focus on the bottom?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You look at timings. If you know Doom well, you know level 3 timing. You don't give it level 3 fast time. So Mipochka just stop the Doom from getting free fast by pulling and playing the first wave correctly.
Mid lane, we are going to see them go down. No one's able to get the kill on Kasani, but Roger does respond. He comes in with the TP, will be able to make the trade happen as he takes down no one in response. So that I guess that sort of action, that's more what you would like to see, right? Instead of sort of having people move away from the bottom lane, you'd rather have something like Roger come in and leave the little lane a little rough for a few waves.
Yeah, Roger moving around is perfect there, but Mipochka should play very static. It's too late now. Doom is like, he's way too strong.
Yeah, I mean, what, just at this point, Rezo, like, I mean, can you bring anything down here to push them away? They're going to try and lead in a little bit with the Splinter Blast, but I mean, you're seeing it already, as you say. Level 4, being able to walk around, having the buckler, that extra bit of armor, the harassment is just never going to be there enough to outdo the regen that he has.
Look at no one. This is big kill from Roger.
Can he find him? No one's. He's hiding.
Wow.
Oh, and he steps out of the trees just as Roger came in with a swashbuckle. No one with the read and the game sense.
That could have been big. That could have been big.
I mean, he was so close. Yeah.
No boost, no TP. That means your lane is done. You can't. Now he didn't die at least, so TP will just be even with him.
Yeah. Either way, though, Roger's definitely, you know, doing some great moves around mid, just opening up the lane back up for Kasani and giving a bit of a breathing room.
Oh, solo with the glyph top. March. I love to see this supports doing this. Like, actually messing with the offlaners.
Yeah, just not letting them get away with this whole come around the back of the wave and drag it around and get a free 2 waves of XP and gold without any sort of interference. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see all the good 5 players. They're really on the case.
Yeah.
Against these offlaners. It's all about like 10 seconds. 10 seconds matters. If 10 seconds too late, then it might be too late. Because now Dire, they have 2 mid laners. Doom is, you can say he's a mid laner now. And
Sure, with the levels
no
in
one is a mid
XP,
laner. I'm talking about the XP, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when an offlaner can stand alone, that means he gets double the XP than the carry.
I mean,
They're gonna share.
Nyx just does nothing against this Doom right now. Tries to run in with a bit of harass, but Zayats is going to come in. Fisher block off. Zayats taking quite a bit from Aposhka as well with the Splinter Blast. And Zayats, he's walked into his own death there. A little over-ambitious as the Shaker. Does set up for the 2-man stomp from Resolution. In fact, it may all pay off if Resolution can get the clean-up kill. Cold Embrace going to start healing up Nyx. Rezo's got anything more to go. He's got the Doom ready. Hits the 6. He just slams it down. No messing around. He walks denied.
The Doom spell is very important there. If he has it, then Ember can't lane anymore. Now he doesn't have Doom, so Ember can stay here and get his 6.
So what you would, I mean, could he have got that kill without using the Doom, or do you think you would have just liked it if he just sort of left him alive incredibly low and
just leave him?
Yeah.
He didn't have 6 yet, so Doom is super happy. I would just send down like 3 mangoes to Doom, and then keep the Doom active. Whenever Ember 6 enters the lane, I'll tell my Shaker to come down and get him. So I think Sayak was a bit too early going bottom there. Mid.
Kasani popping the ghost. He's seen an option to put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower, holding no one back.
Good skill build
as well.
by no one.
See what they can do to turn this. As Solo is going to start bringing the army in. Funny's come across as well. Gets the bugs out onto Solo and his gang of creeps. Can't really poke too much more. He's going to try for Solo. Actually, Shikuching in. Splinter Blast brings Solo low. But it's not enough to kill him. Meanwhile, Kasani does find Zayat sort of hanging on the side, trying to get over to join with the rest of the forces of VP. And he'll be cut off. Kasani gets the kill with the ending of that ultimate. They don't get the tower, but they do a pretty good amount of damage onto it here with that first go. 7 minutes in and the tower down to less than the 3rd HP.
Yeah. So Ember, right now, he should have made some calculations when Doom is up again. So he should play for at least 1 more wave, and then he has to get out from bottom. And all that matters right now is Wyvern's levels. If he gets like high level in the Splitter Blast, they can just put him bottom and sit there in the trees, and they're gonna defend the tower. Since I mentioned this bottom.
Yep. Using the 6 to initiate, try and get in, but Zayats is there. Puts a stop to the play with the Fisher, and Resolution will be safe. Gets back under the tower. They don't quite have enough burst in the tank to bring down the Doom. As Rezo will live.
Next deep ult, I kind of want them to move away from bottom now. I just want to see Wyvern bottom.
See mid, Roger. Oh no, that ain't great. That's great for no one. But Roger trying with the swashbuckle. He's feeling a little confident as he is able to pick up the DD. But a Fisher from Zayats just sets up the easiest double kill for no one, as he also picks up Hassani as well as he came across. Oh, that's huge disaster. Down bottom now as well. Rezo kills off Nyx. He's in there. As soon as that Doom's ready to go again.
Okay.
Instantly onto the Ember.
Right now, Radiant. The Pango takes mid now. Weaver, TP base, buy bottle, time lapse back top, DP go top, Wyvern bottom. Everyone should go top now. All cores should go top.
And what are you looking for top on HellRaisers? Are you trying to kill the troll, or are you just trying to take towers?
Take towers and force response. Since they lost the lanes now, pretty hard, they need to make a move quick to get back into the game, because they need to buy time. The reason you want to go top is to create pressure, so Pango can get 6. So Pango should have a lane here.
We'll see bottom.
So
next.
This is not actually doing that much. They're getting a mid tower, but I know people say mid tower is important, but right now it's not important. It's all about the XP.
I can see that as well. I mean, I'm just looking at Solo, sort of just getting the space and time to just farm up his mech in the jungle. Troll, Kuman, all the space in the world top. Hassani, he's pushing on here with Funnick. He's going in deep. He has got the Siphon healing him up, but he's going to end up dying nonetheless with no one with that static link getting the kill. Funnick's got to get away, as HellRaisers sticking around far too long there off the back of taking the tier 1 tower, trying to poke and push for more, and they may even lose Aposhka here as the chase is out from no one, comes forward with the plasma field to take him down. More kills for this Razor now. 5 kills at 10 minutes in, no one. As he's well on his way to start investing in the components for the Yule Scepter. It's looking a bit rough for HellRaisers. They're making some of these moves. They do get the snipe on Solo. Funnick diving in past the tower. He's going to turn and poke towards Science. Does have to be a little careful with his movements, but they don't have detection down. Funnick's just going to try and clean up some of these creeps. Rezo, no Doom for 25 seconds, so Funnick will live. But it's getting a bit messy from HellRaisers.
The game is actually fine. If they calm down right now, they have so many places to do. They had the right heroes at the right places there, except they didn't group up with the cores. So Pango was taking some XP, so soon he has a roll.
Yeah, he's getting close. Halfway through the level 5. Kuman is not going to be able to be taken away as the touch is on him from Aposhka. They do lose no one. Funnick is, he's making moves again, incredibly active, quite like he was in game 1.
I love the way he's playing the Weaver, buying the bottle also. Doom?
Nearly being able to find it, but
Funnick.
He's so aggressive. Is he going to die? I think he'll be fine here. Oh no, he's not. Resolution gets one hit. Oh! Yeah,
he thought he had roll on Pango. That's why he was baiting the Doom.
Yeah, Roger. Whoa! He's one creep away from the 6. He's able to swag out away from that Echo Slam. I think Roger's going to be okay here. He's going to have Swashbuckle again in a second.
What's his mana situation?
Oh no, the plasma field. JK, no one's in with the kill.
Okay, the game is looking good. Dire got the bottom tower now, so what will happen here is Shaker's going to sit and farm Dagger. Because bottom tower died.
Obviously on 500 gold, yeah, time to start working on the creep hitting. Getting that item done. 3k in, they are able to still play with Nyx on the top and going for the Spirit Vessel build. I mean, we're starting to see some members do this that want to play mobile, play, very active early on. We'll actually see this in the jungle as Solo.
I love the way Weaver's playing, actually. He's playing really well.
Still very nice. Time lapse out to break any sort of combo, and he's set up for time for the rest of the team to come in. Roger's now in with the 6, with that Rolling Thunder. Funnick's able to pick off Solo. Over they go. They're going to get this beautiful trap here. The 3 hits from Roger back to back off this Rolling Thunder takes him out. I mean, you're right. Funnick he's just sort of leading the charge, making the calls, making the plays. They're following him up every single time. And it's really starting to work. Funnick's 4-1-0. He's going to be building into that diffusal blade so he can really just rack up the damage he does at this stage. And he's going to be able to clean up another area by the looks of it. Zayas is trying to run. Roger won't mess around. He's in to finish off the kill. And this Weaver, it's causing problems for VP.
Yeah, pay attention to Sakuchi. Look at the damage when he goes through them. He has the talent now, so it's like a nuke every 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
And a double hit every 3 seconds.
I mean, Weaver, because Weaver as a whole, his buffs that he got in 7.25 were they were very nice to say the least. I mean, the movement speed with Shikuchi now is just insane, and just all these buffs to like the in-game, the mana regen, it just makes this play so much more viable. No longer you're sort of sitting there being like, oh my goodness, I've used 3 Shikuchis, I might as well just die and respawn because I've not got any sort of mana to play with. Yeah, it just feels like mana's no longer a problem on Weaver. You get sort of these early stat items, and you just never run out of mana.
Nice kill, top. Wait, Pango.
Oh.
He knew.
Yeah, they got Rezo.
Look at the damage from Weaver.
It's
right now, if he wants to, he can TP base and refill bottle. Timeless back. That's why I love the bottle. It's playing like exactly the way I would play it.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good right now, Funnick. And I mean, do you like the item build as well, Diffuser? Because I feel like the great thing about Weaver is there's not just a straight up correct build all the time. There's so many different ways you can build this hero right now.
I actually wouldn't buy Diffu, but I think Diff is very good still. You can make any item work.
Getting the stats, getting the D-Lance, getting the farm on, getting a Maelstrom, what would you like?
I would buy HP. I would buy Dragon Dance Maelstrom. Lincoln. So I can survive Echo Slam. Time lapse it. That's why Dragon Dance is good.
Are you ever a fan of the big old items rushed on a Weaver? I'm talking like these, the new Nullifier. How about a Nullifier?
Yes, having Nullifier Weaver is very broken, actually, right now.
Yeah, new Nullifier is pretty hot.
Yeah, he needs the damage item. Nullifier it's perfect. I bought Nullifier on the old Weaver. Now it's even better.
Oh, I see, okay. Alright, mister, I bought it before it was cool.
No, he has the talent on 25. Scratchy movement speed. So you just use it and get on top of people. Nullify. Here we go.
Yeah, using the
They're
ghost
playing
stick.
fast.
Committing for ult. I mean, it's already looking a lot better than what we have from game 1, right, from HellRaisers. Because HellRaisers, at this point, you said, out of the lanes, this game's rough, it's very hard for them to win. This time around, we're at 15 minutes in. Sure, they're losing at towers elsewhere, but they're really getting stuff
They're
done.
making moves.
They're not reacting. They're sort of setting up tempo and pace for themselves. It's much clearer that with this draft, it just seems like they feel more comfortable. They have more. They know exactly what they need to do to make these heroes work.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so simple. If you just make the moves, you can start winning the game. And Fnatic kind of chained it together for their team here. So you have to give him some credit.
No,
He's
you
been running at people this whole game, and then there we go.
Yeah, those sort of fights that Fnatic was fighting, because you look back at when they did come out of the lanes, VP were, you know, a decent amount ahead, but Fnatic just turning up to each of these situations and sometimes just alone, and able to move around the fights in a way that VP just couldn't lock him down, despite the fact, I feel like they've got some good, you know, the fish, if there's sort of any sort of combo started by the Shaker, suddenly this Weaver's going to get blown up. You're still very squishy, but Fnatic's movements and positioning has meant that it's been very hard, really, for this Shaker to ever get a chance of locking him down. And with the way that the match is going, suddenly this window for Zayats to sit in a lane and farm a Blink Dagger, it's kind of being closed. You know, this is going to be a very slow blink on the Shaker this game because of the pace that HellRaisers is bringing.
I really wanted to mention. Here we go. That ward, that's good. They're playing on. They're playing in their woods. It's very good. This is what they should have done last game.
Much more confidence from HellRaisers this time.
Okay.
No.
So I'm not too happy what Veep is doing here with Doom and Shaker. I think Shaker should have been farming. As soon as the tower died bottom, he should start hitting creeps. As soon as he used the Echo Slam. Because level 1 Fisher, he's not contributing anything now. Level 1 Fisher is not gonna kill a Weaver at this point. He just needs the dagger. The Aftershock.
Yeah, it feels like at this stage where he throws out a Fisher and suddenly Ember, Weaver, that you're just on top of the Shaker and he's just free food every single fight.
Yeah. Doom had such a good start also. I mean, he has a full pipe, so he's strong, but I would like to see a dagger in him instead.
Okay.
And a BKB. He's get silenced by TP.
Would you like to have seen a dagger regardless, or are you more sort of set on you would have liked to see it because of the fact the Shaker's having such a rough start? Like
No,
if the Shaker was having a good start, you would have liked double blink.
I wanted to double dagger.
We'll see here, down the bottom, the Fisher will block off the Rolling Thunder from Roger, but still Kuman, he's just in deep. Had to pop the ult to try and buy some time to survive. They'll be able to wait it out, kill him off.
Top lane. They need to go there fast. It's all about this wave here.
I'm going to focus on getting this outpost back under their control. There's a couple of minutes until that 20-minute window. Rezo's going to snap across. No chance to get out the Doom as Fnatic is quick with the response. He's going to start poking at him a little bit with the Scorched Earth up. He's under the tower and they won't dive any further.
I like the way Fnatic is playing. Like, if he Dooms there and then gets the Kutch off, then he just runs it off. And then Doom is wasted. So he's kind of playing risky, but...
Well, they're just farming heroes now. Over they go. They find Solo. HellRaisers just playing right in the faces of VP. No one is farming deep. He's starting to get a lot of gold racked up on this Razor. 2,600 saved up right now. Zayats, he has begun to get that space to find the gold towards his blink.
This is exactly... They're calm and they're saying, checking his dagger. And Fnatic's job, you know what Fnatic's job is? It's stopping this guy.
Yeah.
And,
any kill on the Shaker right now is just worth so many sort of effective...
Like if Fnatic wasn't here, bottom, Shaker wouldn't get this next wave.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, he would get the next wave. That was dagger. But yeah, he's pushing him out.
Radiant are scanning.
I see these scans from Radiant. They know that no one was over here, and
yeah, they should really catch him.
Yeah, they may still find him.
Oh, smoke break. No.
It's close. It's not quite close enough as the smoke remains. No one... I mean, he's playing this very smart here, just hiding in this deep position. They don't expect him to be sort of this deep past these sort of creeps, but he is.
Did you see he also moved out of the courier path to Secret Shop?
Very neat.
He stood there originally, and then he was thinking about it. He saved his life.
An itemization from...
They need to start hitting towers. So.
Ooh, they're what, HellRaisers?
Yeah, before Shaker Dagger.
The Zayats is... I mean, it's already here. It's done. He's got the dagger. So now Now with this, what are you looking for from VP? Are you starting to smoke up, or are you just making sure that when HellRaisers do try and push it on a tier 2, you react with a full 5-man?
Yeah, you bait here. You don't go on them. Like, you don't run at them, you just bait someone. Troll BKB soon.
Yeah, they're gonna hit this timing with both No One and Kuman having the BKBs, so...
Yeah, they're gonna be strong.
Certainly in the team fights, you know, fair bit of damage.
That's a kill on Razor at least.
Ooh. Let's see.
But no, why is he scared? Just go.
Well, Roger's gonna be off the mark with a
time to respond,
swashbuckle. We'll get the slow with the Splinter's Blast, and you're right, there's no escape for No One. They'll get the kill.
They should not wait for BKB on Razor.
And looking at some of the HellRaisers cores, I mean, this game, because of the way it's been, sort of the status has sort of balanced out, and the HellRaisers have really had their chance to play their own game. You know, Nyx, he's getting away with the greed. He's got 3,900 gold. He can go for that Radiance build, and it's a pretty good timing as well. I mean, do you think this is the right call? Do you like this from the Ember to sort of say, hey, we're getting time, we're getting space, I can farm up a relic, I can get a Radiance online in good time?
Yeah, I'm a fan. Not because of the Baron itself, more so just like he hits hard. There we go.
Well, do see Zayas get a pretty hefty slam off, but it isn't enough. Yeah, Roger's able to respond with the ult, and then Kasani coming in with the Ghost. They're taking too much damage here as Resolution is burnt down by the Spirit Vessel. They come in with the slam, but it was not enough to get the big kills. Only the Wyvern to fall, and HellRaisers, they're not done with the chase. They know the Kuman's in the trees. They'll kite him out with the chains. Vessel's down. He's got to put the BKB. He's trying to run here, but Kasani,
They should dive.
he pops the ult, but Kuman is surely still going to die after this one, as they can kite him out incredibly easily. Kuman will fall 3 dead on VP, and the power you see of this Death Prophet right now with the Aghanims, having those ghosts out. These BKBs, it doesn't matter. You're having that slow through the BKB with the Aghanims ghosts, and they also managed to cut down solo as HellRaisers now 18-9. I mean, you said if you're with this squad after game 1, there's a lot to have learned from that game 1 performance. I mean, they've cleaned it up entirely. They're just looking to be a totally different team here in game 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give all the credits to Funnick. I think he's leading his team, probably in voice too. He's probably screaming Divide and stuff.
I'd imagine it's going exactly like that. He's got to be having a great time right now with his game so far. 6-1 and 5. Diffusal, you're talking about him being a team player. He's going for it with the items. He's queuing up the Aghanims, making sure that he can give a second life to these heroes. Suddenly, DP, cool. He's able to head in on the front. And, I mean, already, if your VP's lineup, unless you get some sort of perfect slam with loads of creeps and heroes around him, you're not really bringing this DP 100 to 0. So suddenly, there's this unkillable frontliner that HellRaisers have, which is going to be a huge problem when it comes to VP trying to hold the high ground.
Yeah.
It's Rezo.
They're falling apart a bit.
They really are.
He doesn't want to be here.
I think Kuman's... I mean, to see how far they want to dive for this, if they want to go inside the base. Funnick's thinking about it. But he won't. Tier 2's still up. They make the pings, they make the calls. They want to clean out these outer towers before extending too far. But it's, I mean, you know, we talked about what HellRaisers could have done when behind in game 1. VP this time round, they're the ones on the back foot. What's their best sort of point of call? Do you have to still stay out on the map looking for plays, or are you at the point now where you're waiting for the high ground defense and looking to try and catch HellRaisers out when they go for the tier 3s?
No. This game is... I think this game is 50-50 at this point. But
okay.
They probably don't see it. Their morale is down. VP's morale is down now. They just have to wait 2 minutes for Doom BKB. And then they need... Doom has to, like, wrap on them in fights. So he gets the Doom off. Since he has no dagger. And they need, like, one guy to just run in VP and bait.
I mean, she's at VP. They're just getting caught out quite far away from one another. But down bottom, Kuman.
This is a fight, though. Okay.
He's having to use the ult. They do get the Fissure into the Doom. That's what you wanted to see. Straight away onto Funnick, the Weaver, the Bug. He's gone. They'll look over to Roger. Slam in time to cancel the cast animation of the Rolling Thunder. And VP, they're back and they strike back hard. 2 core kills and they're ready to put some pressure on this half of the map.
Yeah, no one could have caught Ember there. But he did the correct play by joining his team. But he could have yielded Ember, caught him too. Here we go.
Next.
They saw the TP top unknown.
VP, do they still want to try and fight here, or are you just getting out if you're VP? You're getting out.
Get out. Use your spot. They're playing fast still, even though they lost 2 heroes. They saw the Razor top. So yeah, I would say the game is 50-50 right now. And I really want to see Dagger and Doom after. It's going to change the game.
And it's sort of a bit of that on the sort of the outlook of these drafts when this game goes on. Like, are you looking at this Troll and feeling that this hero is going to be quite some sort of a beast in the late game that's hard for HellRaisers to deal with? Like what's sort of selling you VP's drafts as this game goes past the 25-minute mark?
I don't think VP is that kind of hero this game, since Ember and Wyvern, they stop him from moving. Ember stops him from moving, so he has to click BKB. So he's gonna get kited. Troll is very reliant on his teammates' stuns, so if this Shaker stays alive fights, then yeah, Troll can carry. But it's not so clear-cut who has the late game here.
Okay.
It's about to initiate, so if Doom gets to blink Doom DP before he ults, then it doesn't matter if Weaver pulls him back in time.
Yeah, well, at this stage, if you're VP and you take out the DP at the start of a 5-on-5, but you feel the fight's just over for HellRaisers, they can't really fight without a core being eliminated instantly.
Only with buyback they can fight them. Here we go.
See if they can catch out Nyx here. Quick sleight of fist out, but he's not able to jump over in time to the Remnant. They're in protection with the Cold Embrace. Winter's Curse down as well. They're coming in with the Ghost. They want to fight this. Kasani gets the silence out onto No One and Resolution. Both BKBs coming out into play. The Ghost, they're still biting through No One. He's trying to run, but the damage with this ult, it seems to be too much. He self-fuels, he's trying to buy some time, but Funnington is well able to offer up that extra bit of physical damage to kill off the Razor. They turn over towards Wall, but Nyx, he's been doomed. Kuman pots the BKB with the ult. As you say, Ember's down for 60. Zion pots the slam. There's the buyback. He's looking to come back over. Cold Embrace, keeping Asani alive. Kuman going to work with the ultimate. They've cut down the DP. There's no buyback available on him, but Nyx's buyback isn't enough. He's getting bashed. Can he control Kuman? He can get out of there. Axe time lapse from Funnick keeps Nyx safe as they keep the fight in their favor. HellRaisers take the advantage, and a lot of it down to, as you say, the quick-witted buyback of Nyx. Realizes he gets back into this fight. No Doom. That's the time for HellRaisers to strike back, and VP, they've lost that initiation.
Go rush. Please.
I mean, for now, they're diving for kills here. They're looking to solo. I mean, as you say, killing solo, not necessarily the biggest of objectives, but definitely a fun objective. Roger coming in with a bit of a playful play. Very nicely done. I mean,
it doesn't matter though. They should have gone rush already.
I mean, on sort of a mental level, it matters, you know. Yeah, diving to kill solo, that's always going to feel like the good play.
They're losing the game with the calls right now, Radiant. Since they used the buyback there, they should have instantly went rush. Ember gets Aegis.
Do they still have the time to go for rush, or you think that window has gone?
They can't rush anymore.
I mean, the pings are being made now from VP.
Yeah, they're a bit too hyped, you know. They're not being calm in the team speak right now.
No, I was going to say it's probably 5 dives all at the same time in unison when that dive happened on solo. You know it. They were going in. They were feeling themselves right there, diving in on the captain.
It's very good to have like a captain in that, like a puppy. If he can make that call fast, like every second matters there. They make the rush call, they can be winning this game right now.
They are. They're still going into it. Kasani's got the ult backup. That last fight, he had the arcane runes, so the exorcism was a nice cooldown.
Good word by Byron. This is very important.
And they're not. He doesn't even need to use the ult, as it seems, just with the axe.
Ember has to start chaining the troll.
Now he's going to pop it. Kasani wants to speed up this Roshan takedown. He knows the VP are aware. See what sort of initiation they can find. Silence is out onto the 3 of them. Rezo and Kuman pot the BKBs. They turn straight away towards the DP using the Doom. They're trying to move Kasani out of this, keeping this save. Quick time lapse out to the side. He's going to go back in. He's got it ready to pop. There it is. Heals back the DP to full with that axe time lapse. Roger as well with this rolling thunder. He's controlling both Solo and Kuman. Does get trapped up a little bit at the end. And the troll, he's on top of the DP. Yules up, stands down with the cold embrace. Keeps Kasani alive. Can they save this DP? Kasani, he's healing back up. He's back up to full as the ult does end. And suddenly VP, have they got anything more to burst through him? They do. They kill off the Death Prophet. They turn over towards the Ember. Ember's got to be careful. He's got no buyback, but Roger, he's there to clean up another. 3 dead on VP. HellRaisers aren't done with the chase yet. They look over to Rezo in the mid lane. A sleight of fist from Nyx cleans up the triple kill. And look who it is ready for waiting for that final kill.
Solo. Kill him.
Or he's trying, he turns and attempts to beat down onto Funnick, but the right click from this Weaver, far too much for a poor old Chen to deal with, as HellRaisers, they get the team wipe. They don't get the Roche, but they take a fight, and it's a beautiful one to be had. And again, you know, your man at the moment, Funnick, with this Axe build, it really is just making it so it's very hard for them to kill the DP. Sure they do, but they had to use everything to take down Hassani.
No, you have to commit on the building here. Yeah. But they should have gone Roche again. They really need to make this call. So important.
How much can they actually get from this mid lane? I mean, can they even get the tier 3? No.
They can get a Weaver.
Oh, no. I mean, you said it. They got to go Roche. They got to go Roche.
They have enough damage.
Yeah.
Radiance give them enough damage.
Pushing high ground on 20% HP as a solo Weaver, that was... I mean, as you said, I think Funnick, he's getting a little too in the moment right now.
They're playing so well in team fights, but they're making the wrong strategical calls.
Yeah, Weaver
they
dead.
should have won already. But now the game is even still.
I mean, this is what we like to see, though. Look a bit back and forth. We don't want to see anyone get rolled over. As VP really keeping this game open with those sort of kills and punishing HellRaisers for the occasional misplay. Into Roche VP go, and with no Funnick. I mean, the question is, are you buying back on the Weaver to fight this?
You gotta go on Pang, but you don't buy back Weaver. It's too late.
Or is it? He's in! He got it! Roger's in time with the Rolling Thunder. He's able to snatch the Aegis and roll out of there. The beautiful drive-by. Just cut your loss. Just take what you got. You got the Aegis. Get out. All right. I mean, Roger, he made the play. As you say, he left it to the last possible moment, but he didn't leave it too late. The timing was great. He's in and he's out, and he's got an Aegis in his backpack to shout about.
Wow. They're making so many good individual plays here on HellRaisers.
Some excellent calls and some sweet performances here.
Yeah.
Roger hits the 20. He's able to tank up even more, of course, taking that 20 strength talent. So any sort of strength is going to be effectively double the value having this Aghanim's Weaver on your team.
Yeah. Look, top lane? What's happening?
Yeah, Roger, he's fine. He's got the Yules to break the link, and no one won't be able to chase. No one's just going to quickly soak up the next wave. There's tier 1 close to falling, but he's probably going to have to react to mid soon. We'll see. HellRaisers, if they want to push from white, they're going to look to try and catch no one out here on the top lane. As over they go, no one. He does have the BKB. He has got a TP. And there he has it. BKB into the TP, and he is out before the BKB duration does end. So no way that they can catch him. So making a bit of space.
Game-winning item coming up on Troll.
What's he going for?
The Abyssal.
Oh.
So, if he can kill the Weaver from 100.
I mean, because that
Wyvern can't react. Yeah.
Because this is the thing now. So the Abyssal on Troll, and having your Blink Doom, your Blink Shaker, suddenly you know it's not just one target you're able to go on, right? You can initiate on 2-3 heroes at the same time and make it very hard for HellRaisers to fight back, unless HellRaisers is able to sort of start the fights themselves.
That's the key against Wyvern. You gotta go several initiates. Here we go. Uphill smoke.
It'll be a little tricky for HellRaisers.
Oh, they're camping the wave here. They gotta go together, Ember.
See if they can break this high ground. And moving towards me, Cassandra.
Leave solo.
Just let the Chen die.
Yeah. Blink, blink.
See if they can catch Rezo.
Force a BKB on this guy. He's not gonna do him.
Yeah, Rezo's almost certainly gonna go for the BKB TP. He's gonna need to if he wants to live.
We have Wyvern notes. Yes, we have Wyvern notes.
Oh, you're right. He does. So there's no chance for a BKB TP.
He can blink this if he doesn't hit. Okay. Of course it hits. Roger. This guy is playing well.
Yeah, support Panga looking pretty good right now. The pressure onto mid. Siphon's set up as they'll chase it onto no one, but he's shoved back and Bull managed to walk out to the fountain. They'll turn towards Zayas, and now HellRaisers, they're fighting inside the base of VP. They move forward, take out the Shaker. He does have a buyback available, Zayas, and we'll see how much damage they can do whilst he's down for a minute and see if they force that out as they quickly clean up the mid-racks. They've got so much time left with this Exorcism. They're in a great position to find even more.
Top lane. They should go top lane fast. No, it's too late now.
Yeah, the ghosts are going to begin to expire in a
40
few seconds.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
See what they can do. They get the tier 3 maybe at the least. No, they'll back it off. With the ghost ending, they don't want to try and push their luck any further.
I like it. You see the power of Ember this game against no stuns. Same with Weaver. Like, he keeps chaining them and they have the BKB. That's why some carry players, like when they play Troll, they just go Satanic instead of BKB. Since you can't rely on BKB here, because you have to press it, and then they kite you.
I mean, you just look at sort of like the duration he's got left. He's 2-5-3. It's not been an easy game for Kuman. He's down to a 6-second BKB, and every single one of these BKBs has just been in an effort to try and live a little longer. Most situations he's ended up dying nonetheless after it's expired. It has been a rough game for him with the way that HellRaisers have played around these BKBs smartly.
Doom has the ability to win fights for them. You can still Doom the Ember.
Ooh, this chains on the two of them for the setup. He was going to go for the Doom on. He tries to Doom Funnick, but the Lincoln's was up. Funnick's able to walk it away. Rezo was not ready for that item pickup. As BKB from Kuman committed onto Kasani, but there's the defensive Yules. He's up in the air. Suddenly the initiation is broken. Silence onto Kuman. Kuman's got to back off. There's a buyback from Miposhka. He knows Weaver. This is a great fight for HellRaisers. It's Funnick. He's charging in, looking for this troll. He's forced back once more. They get the stun. Can they kill the Weaver in time? They can. They take out Funnick. He went on too far. The ult there in time to protect Roger. And with the ghosts up, HellRaisers, they're ready to chase in. Knowing that Kuman, he's got no BKB for 40 seconds. He's disarmed. The damage is getting kicked out onto him by the Siphon. Kuman will fall. He's dead for 90. No buyback on the Troll. There's a buyback on Zayats and a buyback on no one available. They may have to use it as HellRaisers. They're diving in again into the base of VP, chasing down Solo. It's a triple kill for Kasani.
Get out, Roger.
He's got to back off. There's the buybacks. 3 buybacks from VP. What can they do to hold this? There's no slam for 60 seconds. HellRaisers still playing around with VP, pushing them back towards their fountain.
Yeah. They need to buy time for Doom. So these fights can go VP's way. You saw Ember got to start the fight there. If Doom gets to start on the Ember there, fight is over for Radiant. They can't win the fight anymore. So it's all about the vision there. So close.
Yeah, it is hard with these. Well, with the Lincolns, as we saw, even now where he knows that it's there, it's.
If Ember doesn't have Lincolns, they have a win condition still.
Oh yeah, that would have been true. Yeah, because if he would have just been dead at the start of that fight, and suddenly the VP's not losing anyone. HellRaisers lose the fight. VP's in a position to push back, but as it is, they've got to wait out 20 seconds before Kuman's back in the game. This is going to give space for HellRaisers to continue to take what they want. This tier 2 down bottom could potentially be looking kind of juicy. 30 seconds and Exorcism's available again for Kasani, so HellRaisers can already start thinking about how they want to break the base, especially with this, these large amount of buybacks on cooldown now for VP.
Yeah, you see they're pinging the ward placement. Soul is pinging it. It's kind of like suiciding here. They were sitting there.
Yeah, he's got enough of his team around him, and instantly with the D-Ward, they'll try and smoke up. They've got the Doom. Let's see who they can catch. HellRaisers are a little split between mid and bottom. They try for the play onto Roger, but he's able to swashbuckle away before the Fisher connects. He's out. Resolution and no one is still trying to chase. Who's Reza going to be able to find? He tries to blink up to find a target, but he finds no one, and now HellRaisers, they just turn onto him. They go for the Doom onto him, but he's already got the Ghost out, so already he's a bit of a beast to fight. The ult being used from Wyvern to hold back the Razor. They turn back onto the Doom, and the fact that he's got this Exorcism out before he's been doomed, he just doesn't care about the Doom at all. He can just continue to fight. VP's going to call it. HellRaisers, they've done it in this game too. They had a rough time in game 1, but in this second game, they stepped it up, and from start to finish, it just looked a whole lot cleaner. And the Funnick Weaver, we saw it centuries back, and he's bringing it back in this day and age. The Funnick Weaver still as good as ever, S4.